So, it's been about 8 months or so, maybe 9 months since you guys were acquired by Facebook. And I was just curious, you've gone from being acquired to now being the acquirer with Nimble VR and a couple other various firms. What would you say, are you still on the hunt?
Well, we're never done creating VR. I mean, this is early days. This is a market that's going to take a long time to mature as far as the hardware platform goes. So we're really looking at trying to deliver the very best product experience. And with that, there's a number of companies out there that have narrowly focused on certain parts of the complete experience. Nimble had focused on the hand tracking. It's something that's very important to that kind of long-term vision. And they're now working at Oculus in the research department, saying, when can we get hand tracking to a point that it's really consumer ready. We don't know, it's going to take a while, but they had already gotten a year or two of kind of progress and research that we wanted to bring in to fast track that process. We're also looking at a number of other companies. Carbon Design joined us. They were one of the first acquisitions we made, and they right away made a huge impact on what will eventually become the consumer product. We haven't shown off anything that they've touched yet, but I can tell you that the version that they're working on in terms of the overall industrial design is absolutely beautiful, and it's really going to make a big difference to the Oculus Rift. Nobody will say, I don't think, yet, that the dev kits have been the most beautiful products. They were specifically designed to be dev kits, but the consumer product, we really do want it to look good and work well. So each acquisition we make is for a specific purpose, typically smaller teams, smaller acquisitions that we're bringing in to the Oculus family, and we're trying to be as careful and strategic as we can and just build the best team possible.
And one thing I've noticed here at CES 2015 is that there are a lot of small companies, just like you guys last year, that are building products or services that make sense and are useful. And these are smaller kind of guys in their garage or their living room. They're building something that they want that doesn't exist, that's useful. I wonder if you could speak to the health of the tech industry, and if you feel like, relative to the bubble of 2000, that this is really a true growth trajectory we're on, whether it be your developers for VR or the Wild West that is human interface devices for VR.
Yeah, a lot of people have said it feels a bit like the homebrew club days of the PC, like that beginning of personal computer companies taking off, and a lot of indies doing it, and just in their garage, and I think Apple was in their garage. It's incredibly exciting to see what all these different VR teams are doing, whether they're 2 people or 200 people. It's awesome to see what's coming out, and each one is focusing on some unique differentiating advantage or feature set, and we're trying to look at the full landscape and make sure that we don't miss anything, and make sure that we continue to deliver and kind of lead the market with the very best experience and best product. But it's still anybody's game. This is early days, and we keep an eye out, and we're just really excited to see so many people doing so much innovative work.
And Shacknews, we have a very developer-friendly community. A lot of people are already working on their DK2 software. What's some advice you could give a developer when it comes to presence or just making a quality VR experience?
Well, think different than you would normally think for a 2D monitor. This is VR. All the rules change. This is, we used to say if you think it's going to work in VR, it's probably not. And it's really true. On a 2D monitor, you had a lot of different features and effects that you could apply, whether it was on film or gaming, that just really worked and were tailored to a 2D monitor that we've perfected over the last 20, 30 years. Suddenly in VR, if you bring those effects in, if you're racing down corridors or rocket jumping or overlaying certain image effects, full screen shaders and things like that, they just don't work anymore in VR. VR is going to have a new set of requirements, limitations, but it also has a new set of possibilities and opportunities to create whole new experiences that you can't create on a 2D monitor. So you really have to throw out the old and get ready to make the new, which is VR, and make made for VR content.